Yeah, my name is Jack Spillsberry. I am the Deputy Coordinator of International Communications and Information Policy at the Department of State in Washington. And we are responsible for representing the U.S. government overseas on issues of communications policy, including working in international organizations such as the ITU, that's the International Telecommunications Union, and working with regional groups in individual countries to try to expand the benefits of ICT, the information and communication technology products and services for people around the world. The best thing about the conference is it brings together people who are trying to solve the same problems and to move in the same direction towards a future where more people are connected to communications by mobile phones ultimately connected to the internet, so that they can take advantage of the economic benefits. So for example, in agriculture, there are great benefits for farmers in rural areas to be able to have information about where the demand for their products is, what the correct prices are, to actually help connect them with buyers. So they have choice of more than one buyers that they could sell to, and so there will actually be competition and they will get a fair price for their work. It's an exciting moment, I think, right now for Africa in the area of ICT, because the potential for rapid growth is very high. Now, traditionally, telecommunications was extremely expensive to expand in any country because of the level of investment in digging lines for fixed connections. But with mobile communications, it actually, I think Africa is prepared to take advantage of new technologies. Moment in Africa can be seen in one area, which is suddenly there are now fiber optic submarine cables that is connecting virtually every country in Africa. 2 years ago in East Africa, there was not one submarine cable. So that meant the only communication was via satellite, which is very expensive. And now that this cable is there, the investment is already made. The expense of actually now trying to use that cable is much less. The U.S. would like to be in closer contact and more aware of the situation in Africa, and to be able to share some of our own lessons that we have learned. There may be things that we can do in terms of capacity building with governments in the region. One area where governments can help is making sure that the different parts of the government are talking to each other. Because traditionally, if you are in charge of communications, you probably didn't have to deal with the court system, or you didn't have to deal with the police. That was a different area of the government. But now I think they really have to cooperate together. The regulator can help in training the police and in talking to the police, and they can be a resource so the police can call them up and bring to their attention a problem, and then the regulator can have somebody go and talk to the police, and they can investigate the problem together. So that type of cooperation, I think, will be very important in ensuring that this type of crime is kept to a minimum.